Hey everyone, this idea came from a question about whether it's possible to create a swipe like interaction in Spline that got me thinking about a logic to achieve this effect in Spline. So, yeah, here we are. What you see on screen is an overview on a real mobile device. We naturally swipe with our fingers as you hold and drag, the cube rotates, and when you release, it snaps back or updates its rotation state. But how does the swipe actually work? The trick here is to use drag and drop event in Spline. Let me show you how I build this interaction step by step. So the first thing is to keep your scene organized. This one consists of a main group to keep interaction structured, and we have a drag trigger object which is an invisible rectangle that detects swipes. This is where our drag and drop event is applied, and then we have a rotate group which contains the cube that we want to rotate. Grouping everything inside a main group ensures interaction works smoothly, even if you want to like move the setup anywhere in the scene later on. Additionally, we have a debugging text group here to display variable values. This isn't part of the interaction itself, but it's just for our reference. Last but not least, there is a default directional light for scene lighting. Now let's see how the drag interaction is set up. So the swipe effect is based on drag and drop event applied to the trigger object. Let me set its opacity to 15% so you can see it better. Here's how the drag event is configured. Its plane is constrained to x-axis, so it only moves left and right. And the drag limit is set between the minimum and maximum of 100 units to restrict the movement. The fallback behavior ensures the object returns to its original position when released. Notice that I haven't used any drop surfaces here, so the fallback works automatically. And then the on drop behavior is what registers the swipe in a sense. So when you drag and release, the object resets, but before that, the on drop actions are triggered, which is key to rotating the cube. Let's see how that actually works. For rotating the cube based on dragging, here's what we do. We link the dragging with rotation using variables. So we have a variable change event setup here, which is updating the position x whenever the trigger moves. So it's actually targeting the position x of the trigger object, and the set variable action is used to set the position x to round of drag trigger position x. This ensures smooth updates while rounding the value to remove any decimals. Another variable rotation y is assigned to the cube's rotation. A variable change event updates the rotation y based on position x this time, using the set variable action again to set the rotation y to round of position x multiplied by 0.9. This keeps the rotation within 0 to 90 degree instead of 0 to 100 degree. Now let's go back to the on drop behavior. This is what actually triggers the rotation update on the rotate group using the conditional logics we have. So we have two conditional logics here which are triggering set variable action each to update a variable named current state. If rotation y is greater than 50 when dropped, the state increases by 1. If the rotation is less than minus 50 when dropped, the state decreases by 1. The rotation variable assigned to the rotate group is then updated using the variable change event, which is targeting the counter variable, which runs in the background infinitely. You might have noticed that I am using the same technique from the splines carousel tutorial, where the counter variable is used to update the rotation if any changes are detected in the current state variable. You can check out that tutorial if you haven't already to learn more about it. I have linked it in the description as well. Now let's see all of this in action by going into the play mode. You can watch the debug text to track changes in real time. Let me just drag the trigger object here. So swiping right increases the rotation step by step and swiping left reverses it. The drag trigger resets after every swipe, ensuring a smooth interaction. When conditions are met, we see a rotation on the rotate group. And that's how I implemented a swipe interaction in Spline. You can remix this scene using the link in the description, or you can also check it out in the Spline community as well. If you found this helpful, feel free to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.